Good morning. Welcome to Robin's Roost. It's a little bit dark in here, so I hope it'll work this morning. Today I wanted to talk to you about the Autumn Abundance Paper Pumpkin Kit. So I know I don't usually do videos about paper pumpkin, but I do get them all the time. And actually this month I've opened this one within a week of getting it, which is pretty awesome for me. I do have a stack of them piled up. Anyways, I wanted to show you just how simple it is to double the amount of cards you can get out of this kit and still do basically the same cards that that the directions tell you to do, because the fronts and backs of the card bases are all printed. So before I flip the camera, I just wanted to tell you also that if you have never purchased Paper Pumpkin, there is a special going on through October 10th that you can get your first kit for 40% off. So if I'm smart enough, I will insert a picture of that kit in here. If not, let me tell you, it's a Christmas pattern kit, and you're going to want it, especially at 40% off. So let's flip the camera and I'll show you how to double your cards with this kit. So when you get your kit, you have these awesome directions, and you're pretty much going to follow the directions or not, depending on how you want to make your card look, of course. But all you have to do is add in a couple of pieces of cardstock. You're going to need one for each. Okay, like this is one of the cards, and it's a small note card, which is part of the reason why I decided to do this, because I don't really use note cards. But what you're going to do is you're going to add a piece of cardstock, a half a sheet of cardstock for the base. And you're going to need one piece of cardstock for each card. So you'll have two bases. And I'm just thinking if I added anything else. I think that's the only thing you're going to need. I did pull in a circle punch because this particular one has a circle cut out of it. But you could change up the card if you didn't have a circle punch and just decorate it without the second piece. But let's get started. So we'll start with this one, since it's a little bit different. So I am going to, first of all, pull in the card that I did with the top half, which was exactly the way it was designed in the directions. I did add an extra piece of, this is Cajun Craze that I used for the cardstock, and I added an extra piece on the bottom, and I've embossed it. You know, if you don't have that handy and you've got your box out somewhere, of course you wouldn't be able to add that, but you could do a little stamping down here with the leaves or something if it looked off, or you could pull this whole thing down, you know, so it was centered more on the card. So let's get started with this. Now the kit comes with these the pieces to go behind here. So we're just going to use that. And I'm going to pull in my punch. I'm just going to push it as far in as it goes. It's probably not quite centered. If you wanted to and you had circle dies, you could use that too. And then we have this we can use on another card. Right? We never get rid of any of those things. So I think I'm going to put the wider part on the bottom because we have all these mushrooms and doodads that are going to go down here. Okay, found them. There it is right there. And they've actually made the this piece, oh, and then I managed to muck it up, a little bit bigger than the bottom one, so it's fairly easy to line up. So if you look at the directions, next it will show you all the different parts that you need. So you're going to need to stamp on one of these. And let me find that's the thank you. Okay, here's our sending autumn greetings, which I thought was a really pretty greeting. And I've actually opened my large Cajun Craze ink, because sometimes I use my little ones as cute little giveaway items with my classes. So that is, I believe, all the stamping on this card. Let me pull in the directions again, just to be sure I'm not missing something. Oh, no, we're stamping some, we're stamping this. Oh, I did it. I should have done this before I glued them together. Okay, this is supposed to be stamped onto here. And let me see if we can get away with doing it. Let me just get we're going to cheat. I'm going to just put a sticky note over it. It might be too early in the morning for me. I've got a really busy day, so I thought if I did this right away in the morning, let's see, are we going to notice? Let's go down a little bit more with more sticky note there. Okay. Project saved. Except that I put it the wrong direction, didn't I? Well, that's okay. The branches can go that way. Now the directions even show you which item get the sticky dots and which get the dimensionals to pop them up. So that's kind of cool, and you'll notice it shows you exactly which pieces you need. So we're going to need this curved floral one, the floral one like that, the greeting, the snail, I think that's a wooden chunk, and the toadstool. Let's see. So we've got a wooden chunk, toadstool, snail, and then we needed, oops, that one's done. And you have to be really careful with these greenery pieces because they're very, very fine. Here we go. Here's our greenery, and I'm not sure if you can see it. Oh yeah, it shows up. Some of the pieces are foiled, so they're really pretty. See, these leaves and that are foiled. What else did we need? I think we need one of these. And it's kind of nice. They're actually, the pieces are already missing. I don't know if they fell out or if that was planned, but it definitely makes it easier to get them out. We've got a little tiny piece in the corner. Okay. So this one, I'm going to flip these back over because I'm going to lose them, I think. This one and this one. And these three need the dots. Now I know the directions show only putting, I believe it's 3 adhesive pieces on here, but I'm afraid that these little leaves, if somebody pulls this card in and out of the envelope, that they're going to get ripped. So I put a couple extras on. I'm usually used to using my tape runner or my liquid glue for most of this, but I actually did find that that these glue dots for these little tiny pieces work pretty darn good. The worst thing about them is that you end up with all these little pieces of paper all over the house. So I'm not looking at my directions at the moment, so let's hope that I'm doing this right. Let's see, I think it showed putting this on next. Oops, let's not do that upside down. Now I will just pull in my my Cajun Craze card base, and I am going to grab my tape runner. This is just too much little dots for this. And I've got the leaf fall, so there's some fall leaves on this one. I used the metal plate on my other card that I made. I just thought I'd try something different on this one. And this is just cut 1.25 inches, I believe, by 4 inches. And I'll show you what I did with the inside. So I just used that same ink pad and pulled in a piece of very vanilla cardstock cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and then stamped some leaves on there. And these leaves are in this stamp set too. So that's our first one. Now for our second one, you can see that the back is almost exactly like the front. Now I did cut it down a little bit. I cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, and then put it on this Poppy Parade card base. And let me just cut this down. So I just cut off the fold and then the white part on the top. And of course, these cards are beautiful just the way they are designed, if you wanted to make them that way. But this is basically making them the same way, but doubling the amount of cards you're going to get with just a few extra pieces of paper. So we have this greeting to stamp. If I could find the... Boy, I'm just really off this morning with finding things. Hopefully I don't lose my keys. Okay, and then we need one of these blue ones. And one of the wild wheat colored ones. Oh, these are very delicate. And I'm just gonna, they're both popped up. Now I do remember the directions told me to cut one in half, but instead of doing that, I'm just going to cut off the edges here. If I had a door on my room, I would put it on or close it so that Miss Kitty didn't photobomb me when I'm filming. But she enjoys stamping very much. I almost feel like I might want to find some gems to sprinkle in here. But they did, this kit didn't come with gems, but it has the foiled paper. So there is our second one, and here you can see I've added another piece of very vanilla cardstock. I thought it went well with these colors. You could use white too. And then I've just stamped some of the elements that we've got, this branch. And actually, I think this card, I did it again. The directions tell you to stamp 2 of those branches in here, which would have made the card look not so so white on the top. Okay, and card number 3. Let's see if I can not forget to stamp something on this one. This one was the big log, right? And the front of it is one big piece, slab of the log, and the back is like several. So I did the front one. So I've just taken and cut the card base in half right on the fold, and then I didn't cut it down at all. I'm just going to adhere this to the card front. And I think I'm going to use liquid glue for this, just because it's easier to wiggle it a little bit to line up. But you can just use your the glue dots that come in the kit, or tape runner, whatever you prefer. Now we have to decide, do we want, I think I'm going to leave that part up. And see, you can kind of wiggle it around when you use the liquid glue. And actually, it looks like I've got it lined up pretty darn good. Now, we're supposed to stamp on here before I put everything on. Let's see. And we just had one branch, it looks like. Kind of, it's going to show up more on this one almost than it did on the original. And this cat is really persistent this morning. Okay, now we need a bunch of leaves for this one. So I know we need one of these pretty copper ones. And we need these 3. And you will run out of elements when you do these doubles. So at that point, you could put less on each card. You know, like this one has all these leaves on it, right? Or you could pull some out of past kits, some elements, or add in some other die cuts if you have a die cutter. Stickers. There's a really cool scrapbooking kit in the online store that's fall themed. I bet there's tons of really cool die cuts or stickers in there. I think they're stickers. I haven't got that far yet. I can share those with you on my blog. Let's see. We want the with thanks on this one. And if you ever have trouble with your stamps when you first start to stamp with them, the photopolymer ones especially, but the rubber ones will do it too. Sometimes they have like a film on them from manufacturing, and if you just clean them really good. Another thing that I use is a glue eraser, and I just lightly rub it over the, I don't grind it in, I just kind of rub it over and then clean them, and it seems like it helps get rid of that film so that the photopolymer will actually accept the ink better. I just recently heard one demo say that she like rubs her fingers over it. I don't know. I guess I have really oily hands, so I don't know if that would work for me, but okay, so then we just arrange these leaves, and they're all 3 different colored leaves too, if you notice. I didn't notice that during the first one. Let's see, maybe we should put the red one in the middle. And these are all just put down with the dots, which I've lost again. Maybe that's why I prefer my tape runner, because it's big and I don't lose it as easy. Here they are. See, these are popped up with the dimensionals. I'm sorry, I'm running off camera again. Okay, and then this one is going to go on top of here. So we want dimensionals on the top, and then a couple of glue dots on the bottom because it's going to stick to this. If you are going to use the little adhesive dots, I strongly recommend getting the Take Your Pick tool, because it definitely does help get these little buggers off. And I do have a trash can right here under my table, but I end up with them everywhere. I'll be wearing them all day long. Okay, so that, oh, we didn't get our pretty leaves. Here's the one, and this one is going to be popped up with dimensionals. And let's see, we need the other one. This one is done with glue dots. So luckily, I think it was probably planned, there's a couple of spots on the leaves that are more solid. So that's where you're going to put your adhesive. This copper leaf is so pretty. And then it looks like I didn't finish the inside on this one at all. So that's just a quick and easy way to double your amount of cards that you're going to get with your kit. Of course, there's, I'm sure, lots of more creative ways that you will see that you can do that as well. Remember, if you don't get Paper Pumpkin and you haven't gotten it before, you can get the next kit, which is a winter one with birds, I believe. You can get that for 40% off. It's a great way to test it out. you could also give it away as a gift. So hope you enjoyed this little taste of the paper pumpkin, and thanks for stopping by at the Roost.